Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. Excuse me. Hope you all are having a thankful Thursday on today. We have made it through another week. So, all praises and all thanks go to the higher power that whomever you may serve. Okay. And I am just thankful again and so grateful that we just made it through another week. Again, this pandemic has really um, challenged a lot of us. It has really shown us, our strengths and our weaknesses. And I just want to let you all know that, again, we're going to get through this and everything is going to be all right. Okay. So that is so important that we just continue to lift each other up and just encourage one another because in these times, we definitely need it. Okay. So, with all that being said, today is going to be a very light day. We're just going to review again homonyms, homophones, homographs. And again, this was a previous lesson that I have already, excuse me, covered. And so, with that being said, I want to make sure again that number one, we are spelling words correctly. We are using words in the correct context. All right. So with that being said, I have several assignments that I would like for you all to do. And as it stands right now, I'm the only one that's here. So if you are watching the playback, these assignments are for you. And if anyone is coming to join the class, they can do this also as they watch the playback as well. All right. So with all that being said, it says happy Thursday, class. We made it through another week of school. A part of this warm-up is to correct any misspelled words in this greeting and anywhere else that you see. Now, remember, this was an old lesson. I wrote some of these words on purpose and I misspelled them on purpose for a reason. There's always a method to Miss Hampton's madness. Okay. So your next assignment is in three parts. Make sure you write all the sentences with the right answer. Okay. So part one, we are talking about homonyms. Remember, homonyms are words that have the same, they have the same spelling, they sound the same, or they're pronounced the same, but they have different meanings. Okay. So what I have provided for you all is four words. And each word has a multiple definition. So this proves that these words are homonyms. Because remember, one word can have multiple meanings. Okay. So I want you all to write a sentence for each pair of homonyms. The definitions will be included. So again, that way you will know how to use the word correctly. Okay. So the words are egg, light, loaf, and nag. And each word has a multiple meaning. So, for example, egg is used as a noun, is something you eat. You can eat your eggs hard boiled, scrambled, sunny side up, poached, you know. So that's one example. The other is to encourage. So when you're egging someone on, you're actually encouraging them to do something, whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing. Okay. The next example is light. Used as a noun, it is a form of energy. Okay. And used as an adjective, it is the opposite of heavy. The word loaf, used as a noun, baked bread that is in one piece. So, of course, we know that the grocery stores are always stocking up the loaves of bread, meaning more than one. But if you only need one, just get one loaf of bread, okay? And loaf, used as a verb, means to spend time in a lazy manner, okay? The word nag, used as a noun, an old worn out horse, okay? Nag, used as a verb, means to pester or annoy by scolding or criticizing. So, your assignment for this particular part is to make a sentence with each word. So, there are I can't find my. I can never. Okay, here it is. You have. So I want a sentence for this word. I want a sentence for this word. I want a sentence for this word, and a sentence for this word. A sentence for this word. A sentence for this word. A sentence for this word or this definition. They're the same word, but I meant definition. So in all, you are going to have 8 sentences, okay? 8 sentences for part one. And remember, I misspelled some words up here. So it is your job to find those misspelled words and to correct them. Okay. And you will see a lot of misspelled words throughout the duration of this particular exercise. Again, this exercise is to help you all with your vocabulary and your spelling. Because, again, when you are taking your English GED exam, it is very important that you spell words correctly and you use them in the right context. Okay. Very important. All right. So that is going to be your first assignment. And again, homonyms have the same spelling, same pronunciation, different meaning. So these are some more examples, okay? More examples of homonyms, okay? And if you want more practice with looking up these words and writing more sentences, by all means, I encourage you to do so. Because again, practice makes perfect, and it's so important that, again, we make sure that we are using the correct terminology and the correct words in their proper context. All right, so part two, we are dealing with homographs. Remember, homographs have the same spelling, different pronunciation, and different meaning. So it's one word pronounced 2 different ways, okay? And I made a list of words and just made a list of words, and the directions say, see if you can come up with some sentences with the following homographs. Now, pay very close attention because this part is important. I have 19 words. I only want you to write a sentence. Pick 5 words, and they necessarily do not have to be the words that are circled, okay, or the numbers that are circled. You can pick any 5 words that you like, but I want you to write a sentence um, using the homographs. So I wrote an example. I used the word project. That's the word I used. It looked like I used object, but the word is actually project. Okay. All right. So my word was project. To be loud. Miss Hampton's voice projects. So that means when you hear someone speaking very loudly, that means their voice is projecting. Okay. A group assignment, that's the other definition of project. So you have project, which means to be loud, and you have project, which is a group assignment. And Miss Hampton hates group assignments. I really, really do. Or group projects, rather. So again, each of these words have each of these words that you see, 1 through 19, and I want to say it was probably 20. But each of those words, they have different pronunciations. Okay. So for example, number 10, we recognize the word as minute. Okay. Like there are 60 minutes in an hour. However, the other pronunciation of that word is minute, meaning small. So you have minute and you have minute. It's both spelled the same, but it is pronounced differently and they have different meanings. Okay. That's going to be very, very important. Okay. I'm trying to bring up my toolbar here. There it is. my handy dandy floating toolbar, and it's big because I can't see it. Um, all right. So remember, your assignment for part 2 is to simply pick 5 words, and I'll go ahead and type it here. Ooh, whoa, did not mean to move that. Oh, it is 20 words. Okay. All right. Do, do, do. All right. So I'm going to try to type it here. Oh, wait a minute. All right, because I want to make sure that we understand the directions and making sure that we're mindful of the directions that are given to us. Okay. Okay. Hopefully that didn't. Okay, there we go. All right. So again, for example, I want to make sure that I am explaining this as clear as possible. The word that I picked was project or project, depending on how you say it. Okay, so you see how I wrote 2 sentences. So in total, when you pick your 5 words, you're going to have 10 sentences total because you're going to write 2 sentences a piece. So hopefully that direction makes sense. Please feel free to pause the playback video at any moment just to make sure that you understand the directions of this particular part of the assignment. Okay. All right. Part 3, homophones. Okay. We had so much fun yesterday with these. Let us see what you know. And remember, a lot of these words I misspelled on purpose, and it is your job to find the words that I misspelled, and I want you to write them correctly. How would you spell the homophones to these following words? Use both words in a sentence. The words with the asterisk or the little star next to it has 3 sets of words with them total. Okay. So let's look at number 1 for an example. My homonym for ATE is the number 8. So 8 and 8 are homophones. ATE is the past tense of eat, and EIGHT is the number. Okay. So again, it's very important that you make sure that you spell the words correctly and you use the words in their correct format and the correct context. All right. So the next word that I want to look at, and these are just a couple that we've already gone over. We have cent, which is of course money, and then we have scent, which of course smell, and then we have sent, the past tense of send. Okay. We also have DEW, which is the droplets of water that you will find on grass. We also have DO, which is the verb, and DUE, which is a deadline. So this project is due by 12 o'clock midnight. Okay. All right. So, like I said, these are some ones that we've already gone over. And remember, I always say if there are some words that you don't know, or if there are some words that you just do not understand, um, feel free to look them up. Google Dictionary, or if you have actually a handheld dictionary, or even on your phone. You know, technology is really the wave, and it's been taken over. is definitely a driving force for all of us. So please, again, take advantage of the resources that you have, um, as it relates to looking up words, finding words, understanding what words mean, the parts of speech, and things like that. Because again, when we understand how words work, we can apply them. And when we apply something, we are confident in knowing that we have succeeded in that. So I want the confidence to be there, and I want the and I want the knowledge to be there as well. All right. Now, what I have down here, and this, okay, and remember, homophones, same sound, so the same pronunciation, different spelling, and different meanings. So I wrote two words here, conscience and conscious. Conscious and conscious. Now, the first one looks like it says conscience. It's spelled like con and science, but it is pronounced conscious. Okay? And right mind, right of mind, I'm sorry, I can't read this morning. Mind of right and wrong. So, for example, when someone tells you you have a guilty conscience, they are referring to this one because this conscience deals with your mind. Okay. So, it deals with your mental capacity. This conscience, CONSCIOUS, means to be alert, to be aware, to be awake. Okay, so if someone, for instance, passes out, if they fall out, okay, and they're not breathing, they are unconscious, they are not aware, they are not alert on what is going on. And it is our job, or the first responders' job, to get them to be alert. Okay. So again, these are just some more examples of homophones. Okay. So remember, and I'll go back to this one right here. I'll go back to this one. Homonyms have the same spelling, the same pronunciation, and a different meaning. Okay. Again, these are some words that I picked out. Um, again, same spelling, same pronunciation. They have multiple meanings. Okay. Homographs have the same spelling with a different pronunciation and a different meaning. So you have one word that can be pronounced two ways. Okay, for example, yesterday we talked about this word. Okay, this word can either have the long O sound, which is bow, or it can have the short O sound, bow. I'm sorry, bow or bow. Okay, so bow, bow. Okay, same word, just pronounced differently. So bow, of course, is the bow and arrow. Okay, and bow is when you curtsy. Okay, so that is the difference with homographs and homonyms. Homonyms have one word, it is pronounced the same, but they have different multiple meanings. Homographs, on the other hand, have one word with two different pronunciations. Okay, so please make sure that you do not confuse homographs and homonyms. A lot of people do get those confused, but you don't have to get those confused. Okay, you really don't. All right, and last but not least, we have homophones. Homophones, very popular. Same sound, different spelling, different meaning. So it sounds the same, but it has a different spelling and it has different meanings. Okay. So again, we have we have 20 words here. And I picked these words out. I just wanted to try, pick out some common words and some not so common words. So, again, if you run across any of these words, you can, oh, okay, I remember seeing that, or I remember my teacher talking about that word and it being a homophone, So that's the reason why I went ahead and picked certain words. But for this exercise, you are simply going to pick 5 words again. Okay. So I want you to pick 5 more words. And I want you to write a sentence with each of the homophones. Okay. Now, if you would like to, you can use the word conscience and conscious. You can. I just simply ask that you create your own sentences and do not use my examples. Okay. That's called plagiarism. All right. So remember, you're going to pick 5 words. So, for example, if you wanted to do 8, if you wanted to do the first 5 words, so you say, Miss Hampton, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. You are going to find the matching homophone. Okay. So for number 1, we already did that. And then you're going to write a sentence with each word. So again, in total, you're going to have 10 sentences. Okay. Sentence for the word 8 and a sentence for the word 8. So the verb 8 and the number 8, 2 different sentences. Now, if you want to, be creative and combine the words in one sentence, that's okay too, as long as it makes sense. That's what's important. Okay. All right. Um, Again, you are to look up and find the homophone. Now, again, if you want to go ahead and use the ones that are already listed, that's fine. No issue, no problem. But I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to challenge yourself, and I want you to find and research the words, because again, this is also going to help with reading comprehension and making sure that you understand each word. That is so very important. Okay. So, just a quick recap of your assignment for today if you are watching the playback. Okay. There are some words throughout the whole entire um, presentation, and they are misspelled words. And I want you to find those misspelled words and I want you to correct them. So, in essence, you're actually going to be practicing how to proofread, which is going to be a very important part of the writing process when we jump back into writing our argumentative essays and things like that. So, this is a foundational piece for that particular concept. So, again, we have to make sure that the foundation is really, really strong, and so that we can build upon the next levels. Okay, that's very, very important. All right, so again, you are going to find misspelled words and you are going to rewrite them. That's all, no big deal. All right, part 1, you are going to write a sentence for each pair of homonyms. So in all, how many sentences are you going to have? You're going to have 8 sentences total. So for part 1, you are going to have 8 sentences total. All right. This is just for extra practice, so you do not have to do anything with this next slide. This is just extra practice. And I'll write that here. Okay, so that's just extra practice. In the event you still do not understand how homonyms work, you have another slide that you can do practice on, okay? And I left some words. for you to practice on. Okay, part 2 deals with homographs. Okay, so again, you are going to pick 5 words and write a sentence with each of their meanings. So again, you are going to have a total of 10 sentences total. Okay. I'm going to go and erase this so that way you all can see that. All right. So again, as an example, one of my words was project or project. So what I did was I said, okay, I'm going to use this word. And then I found the definition. Project means to be loud. Miss Hampton's voice projects, meaning that I have a big mouth, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. I really am. The other way that I can pronounce project is you have project, which is the second one, and you have project. So you have project and project. So I want you to make sure that you're listening to how the words are being pronounced. Because if you can pronounce the words differently, then that is a homograph. So you have project and project. Okay. So to project means to be loud. Project is a group assignment. Okay. And you see, I have my 2 sentences here. I have my 2 sentences here for one word. So if I wanted to pick this word and this word and this word and this word, that means I have to write 8 more sentences. Okay, so again, I want to make sure that these directions are clear and concise. So this is going to be a practice of writing for today. Okay, very, very important. And last but not least, homophones. Homophones have the same sound or they're pronounced the same, but they have different spellings and different meanings. Okay. So again, for example, we have the word conscious and conscious. This first conscious, which looks like it's spelled like conscience, but is not pronounced conscience, it is pronounced conscious. It means mind of right and wrong. Okay. So when again someone says you have a guilty conscience, they are referring to this first definition or this first conscious, okay? If someone is unconscious, they are referring to this second one, conscious, and it means to be alert or to be aware or to be awake, okay? All right. So that is your assignment. It is a lot of writing going on in this particular assignment. That is okay. Simply because I want us to practice with our writing and making sure that we are spelling words correctly and making sure that we are understanding the importance of how words work. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now, again, if you are watching this playback, the beautiful part about it, you can pause the video at any given moment and take your notes. Or if you want to pause at this particular at a particular slide and do the work and go on to the next slide, that is totally fine. You can work at your own pace. But remember, you must turn in this work to me so that way you can get your credit for today. Okay, that's very important. If you do not turn in the work, you get no credit. Very simple. All right. So now what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share. Okay. So again, it is very important that you make sure that you understand the directions for each assignment. Okay, that's so important. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, concerns, you are more than welcome to reach out to me via phone, via text, via email, or if you want to leave a comment in the comment section, you're more than welcome to do so. Okay, that's because again, I want to make sure that we are still, on that trajectory, if you will, on that path to obtaining our GEDs. And again, I understand that this pandemic has put everybody at a standstill and stopped. And oh my God, I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do what we've been doing. We're going to come to class, we're going to work. And if we can't make it to class, you're going to watch the playback videos and just do the work. This is simple. It's very, very simple. Miss Hampton is here for you, but please make sure that you are putting in an effort to do the work. That is so, so important. Okay. So, with all of that being said, I am going to go ahead and stop this recording. You all have until 12 noon today to turn in this assignment to me. So that way you can get your credit for today. If I get this assignment after 12 noon, then unfortunately you will not get credit for it. Okay, because I am turning in hours for today, for this week, and I want to make sure that these hours count for you. So please make sure that you go ahead and you do this work and turn it in to me via email. If you do not have my email, you need to find it. I keep saying that, but I'm so serious. Please find it. That's very important. All right. So, with that being said, Ms. Hampton loves each and every one of you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And until the next video, bye.